Guys, you will not believe these super secret and juicy stories in this video.
You'll hear about the heartbreaking time my best friend stole my girlfriend, the scariest day of my life, and the time we got rejected by our crush.
And at the end, we'll actually show you a never-before-seen story about when we oofed. Let's go! So this story starts when I was 15 years old.
Oh,
and my
man.
best friend at that time, his name was Ben. We both were starting to take driving lessons together. We were both enrolled in this class, right? So we would both go to the class every day and we would goof around and whatnot because we wanted to try and get our driver's license, right?
Yes.
So a few days went by, it was really like chill. We were just like, oh, this is a lot of fun. And then the teacher in the class was like, oh, by the way, guys, like we actually have a new student joining today. She was like, yeah, her name's Violet. And so this girl named Violet was at the front of the classroom and I was like, whoa. I was like, dude. Okay, Violet was like so pretty.
Adam, this is a driving class. This is not pickup school. This is not dating 101. You're there to learn how to drive.
Yeah.
Not to hit on girls. What are you doing?
Violet had these really bright blue eyes, and blue is my favorite color. So Violet was this new girl, and I immediately was like already basically in love with her.
Why? Can you describe why?
Well, I'll explain why.
Let me guess. Cause she was a girl. That's the whole explanation.
No.
Yeah,
no.
No.
I noticed when she sat down, she had an iPhone right at the time. She had like a white case. I remember this so clearly. She had a little sticker of Pikachu on her phone case. And I was like, wait a minute. She has blue eyes. She's really pretty and she likes Pokemon.
No
Those are the
way.
3 most important things about a girl for me.
Okay, interesting. So, she had blue eyes, likes Pokemon, a little bit awkward. Who else do I know who has blue eyes, likes Pokemon, a little bit awkward? What's this, your sister? What's this, your sister? Seriously. If the twist at the end of the story is Adam finds out this is his twin sister, I'ma be shook.
So I saw on her phone it had Pikachu and I was like, that's my in. That's how I'm gonna start a conversation with her.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, why do you have Pikachu on your phone? And she was like, oh, my little brother gave me this Pikachu sticker and I thought it was really cute, so I put it on my phone.
I bet you went up to Violet and you tried to tell her a Pokemon joke. You're probably like, hey Violet, why should you never shower with a Pokemon?
Why?
Cause he'll Pikachu!
So anyways, as time went on, me, Violet, and Ben actually became really close friends. Like we would work on homework assignments together and we would like pass notes in class to each other. And so we became really close. So my plan, Justin, was to ask Violet out. That was like my #1 goal. And so I was like, I would daydream in class. I would just sit there like thinking like all the different dates I would take her on. I would imagine like if we hung out at her house and I would bring like my binder of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And I would show her all my rare cards.
Right.
Her little brother would be impressed.
Right.
Her jaw would just drop. Just like hearts would appear in her eyes. It was just, I was so excited. So as I mentioned, me, Violet, and Ben were really, really close.
Yeah.
And I actually remember Violet would always bring Kit Kats to class. And she would always break off like a stick of Kit Kat and give it to me and Ben. It was like super cute. I just, for some reason, always remember her eating Kit Kats. And we would always pass notes in class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pass some chocolate, pass some notes.
Exactly.
Adam falling in love. Okay.
There was this one day when Ben was out sick. So it was just me and Violet and we were passing notes back and forth. And I was like, wait a minute, this is my chance. I should ask her if she likes anybody. I remember writing on the note, I was like, oh, by the way, like, do you have a crush on anybody? I slid it to her and she was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, wait a minute, this is actually gonna work. I'm actually gonna have a girlfriend.
Who does this in real life?
And I was like, oh, really? And she was like, yeah, he's actually in this class.
Oh, man.
And I was like, dude, I started getting nervous. I started sweating. I'm like, who is it in the class? She's like, I actually think I have a crush on Ben. I totally did not see that coming. So I was crushed. I was so sad.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, and I was like, every time I would be in the store, I would like see a Kit Kat, and I'd just be like so mad now. I would just get so sad. So the final day comes, and on the last day, you actually take a test in a car. Like you practice, you show what you've learned in the class.
Yep.
And so how it works is there's the teacher in the passenger seat, one student drives, and there's two other students in the back, and then they just rotate each student.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
The teacher was like, okay, join groups of 3, and then we're gonna take you out to do the test. So of course, Ben and Violet were like, oh, Adam, like, let's make a group. So we get in the car, Ben starts, teacher's watching him, and he does great. He aces the whole thing. Then Violet goes, she's taking her test, everything goes great.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is my turn. I guess I gotta go now. Like, I'm already so sad. So I get in the driver's seat, I turn on the car, Violet and Ben are in the back seat. The teacher's looking at me. He's like, okay, show me where the blinkers are, adjust your rear view mirror, whatever. So I go to look in the rear view mirror, and I kind of bend it down, and I see that Violet had put her hand on Ben's hand. They were trying to keep it like really subtle.
I gotta be honest, I thought you were gonna say something crazy. I thought you were gonna say, I looked in the backseat and they were making out.
So I see that they're holding hands and my face just goes blank. I can't think. I'm just like, I lose my breath. I'm like, it's over.
That should have been my sweaty hand. She's holding.
I'm like, it's over. Like, I start panicking. My mind goes blank. I can't remember any of the stuff I learned in class. I was actually where I was gonna crash.
The wheel was just coated in sweat, just dripping.
I just couldn't think of anything. Like, my mind was not working. My hands were not working. Like, I was just turning red. I honestly felt like I was about to pass out.
Oh, man.
So I panicked and I literally just slammed on the brakes. I just screamed, stop! And then everyone in the car was just totally silent for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I would be terrified if I was in that car with you.
And so everyone was just quiet. It was just dead silent. And the teacher was like, pull over, this is clearly not working. And he was like, I'm sorry, but I cannot pass you. Yeah. Yeah, I did not pass my test the first time.
Wait, and they were in the back seat?
Yeah.
Did they pass?
Yeah. So we all get out of the car. The professor like hands Violet and Ben like the congratulations, like here's your passing test score. He hands me like, oh yeah, you gotta redo this later on. And Violet and Ben felt really bad. And I remember Violet had a Kit Kat in her backpack that she like gave me because they felt so bad. And that was basically the last time I talked to them.
How am I supposed to react to that story? This takes place when I was in high school. Now, in high school, I didn't have a car. So I relied on, you know, sometimes my friends had cars, they would drive me around, whatever, or my parents could give me a ride, or I could take the public transportation, okay? I was hanging out with my friend at school, and we were both into playing video games.
Okay.
So he was like, you know what, you should come over. We should play some video games together. It's gonna be crazy. I'm like, oh, let's do it. I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I actually just got the new gaming console, and you know, I've been saving up my allowance. You know, I got the new console. I could bring it over to your house. We could play it together.
Okay.
He's like, oh man, let's go. I said, but you know, there's one problem. I don't have a car. I can't get there.
Right.
He's like, no problem. My parents can come pick you up after school and we can all go together. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, done. Easy.
Now, have you been to this friend's house before?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I was like, you know, we've been friends for a while, so you know, it don't matter.
Right.
The day comes, you know, I actually brought my console in my backpack to school. And so after school on Friday, his parents came and picked us up and we went to his house together. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but his house just happened to be located in a pretty sketchy part of town.
Oh, no.
I didn't know that at the time. I was like, wow, whatever. So we get to his house, you know, it's actually going fine. We're sitting there playing video games, you know, chilling, having a great time, you know, drinking some soda pop, you know, eating some chips, having a jolly old time. Pretty deep into the night, you know, we're still playing video games. And I'm not gonna say this happens often, but I felt a little rumble in my tummy. So it was probably like midnight. And I had a stomachache. I was like, oh man.
Too much like soda and pizza and
I had
stuff?
one too many donuts, clearly. Honestly, I was prepared to like sleep over, right? You know, friends sleep over.
Right.
I was like, I gotta go home.
Oh, you're getting sick.
I was getting sick. I was actually sick. I was like, I gotta go. But the problem was his parents were asleep. Okay, his parents were asleep. I couldn't get a ride back home.
Oh, right.
Okay, so I was like, no problem. I'll take the bus. I'm very good at taking the bus. This will be no problem. But like I said, this was not the nicest neighborhood. And so I realized about 2 minutes after leaving his house, I was standing in a sketchy neighborhood at night holding a video game console. I was like, this might not be the best idea. Okay, the bus finally arrives. I'm like, thank goodness. Okay, that took long enough. I get on the bus, I pay my change, and I go sit in the back. And I sit down with my little game console.
Okay,
no
so
problem.
far this sounds pretty good.
Except,
no.
After I get on the bus, one other person gets on the bus with me. Only one. And this guy literally looked like a crazy clown. I don't understand why to this day. He had like eye makeup on. Like his hair was like normal, but it was like very thin. It was like wispy, you know what I mean? It was literally like an empty bus, except for me. And he walked all the way and like sat basically like 2 seats away from me. So I'm starting to panic a little bit. I said, The doors close, right? We start moving. And the guy just turns over and looks at me. I'm very confused. I don't like it. I get uncomfortable. And what do I do when I get uncomfortable, Adam?
You sweat?
No, usually I try to get a snack. But I couldn't eat anything.
All right.
So I start to panic because I don't know where I'm at. I'm holding a game console. This guy's staring at me. There's no one else. He looks like a clown and I got no food. So, what do? I make one of the worst decisions of my life and I yank the bus line. I'm like, I'm getting off at the next stop.
Oh, no.
I didn't even wait to get home. Now, I was thinking in the back of my mind, it's whatever. That was weird. Just a weird bus ride. I'll just walk home. It's no problem. The guy was maybe dressed up for a YouTube video. You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get off and I start walking. Then I realize this guy also got off the bus at the same time.
No.
So I'm trying to do that thing where you walk really fast, but you're not trying to look like you're running.
Right.
Because I was like, if I start running, this guy's gonna run after me. Like,
and your stomach is just gonna explode.
There's too many donuts. I'm thinking, like, what do I do? Because this guy's straight up following me. And to make matters worse, I did not have a cell phone at this time. So I'm like, is this the end of Justy Chromie as we know it? I use all of my remaining IQ brain power. I realize I need to find a store that's open late at night and go inside the store. I find a convenience store that's open 24 hours a day, and I walk there. The parking lot is empty. I look around, and the clown is suddenly gone. I am very confused, but then there's one car parked in the parking lot. And the door opens and this bald guy gets out and starts walking towards me.
Wait, was it the clown?
It was not the clown. It was a different guy. I was like, did the clown just eat this guy? Where did this guy even come from? I'm saying, I'm going into the store. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I go into the store and the bald guy follows me into the store. You already know I'm going straight to the chip aisle. Trying to hide in some Lay's, okay? Trying to mind my own business. This guy comes up to me and taps me on the shoulder. At this point, I'm pretty shook. I'm like, what is happening? I said, this might be it, Adam. Justy might have perished on this day. He starts to reach into his coat pocket and he pulls out a badge and says, hello, I'm Officer Kennedy.
He was a police officer?
He was an undercover police officer patrolling the parking lot at night. So he was wearing regular clothing and he says, where did you get this game console? He thought I stole the game console. I explained the entire story to him, the clown. At this point, do I realize how crazy I must sound because the clown was not there? He's like, what is this kid talking about? I told him the whole story and then I made it home safely.
Really?
Yes, that's a true story.
Dude.
Yeah.
He probably didn't believe you because you told him you were at your friend's house. And that would require you to have friends. And he would just look at you and know that's a lie.
Why you gotta expose me?
This kind of leads into my story, which also involves one of my friends. Now, I was a bit younger. I was actually in middle school when this happened. So me and my friend, Ben, at the time, were like, okay, let's have a sleepover on Friday night. We were really close friends. Now, I was like, okay, come over to my place. We can like play video games. We can hang out. We can sleep over. It's gonna be really fun. So to set this story up, basically my house is like a normal house, right? But in the backyard, we have a fence, and outside of the fence, there's a big forest.
Okay.
So I was like, Ben, think of how like cool and brave we would look if we went into the haunted forest at night and we could like tell all our friends about it. He was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, at 3 a.m. at night when my parents are asleep, we're gonna sneak out and go into the forest.
3 a.m.?
Yeah, because I don't want my parents knowing or like hearing that I was like leaving the house. So we stayed up playing video games till like 3 a.m. We're like, okay, dude, like it's really late. Like let's like go, like this is our chance. We go into my backyard, we open the fence, and we see this massive dark forest.
Oh, man.
Just pitch black. So I turn on my flashlight and I could see like maybe like 5 feet in front of me. And we're like, okay, like, I guess this is it. Let's just go.
This is still a good idea.
Yeah, so we like slowly start walking forward. And like you could definitely hear, like it was probably like false. You could hear like the crumpling of leaves as we stepped on them. So I'm like leading the way with the flashlight. I'm like looking, kind of scanning across, making sure like we don't like trip over any like fallen trees or whatever. So we're walking, like no one's saying anything. It's like pitch darkness.
Yeah.
I turn around and I heard like crackling leaves like 20 feet in a different direction, like to my side.
No, tell me he's still there.
So I was like, oh, like maybe he like went over to that path or whatever.
No.
So I was like, Ben? Nothing. I didn't hear anything. And then I heard in the distance back by my house, he was like, Adam, I went back.
Just Ben left you for dead.
Dude, I think he got scared and like turned around, but like didn't like tell me. Cause I was like way in front with the flashlight.
Adam, some friends you got.
So then I'm standing there and I'm like, wait a minute. If he's back there, what was the noise I just heard?
Oh no.
I was like, Ben? And he's like, Adam, just turn back. It's fine. Like, just come back to the house.
Just come back to the sound of my voice, Adam.
Immediately, like, when that happened, like, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and I could tell something was off.
Oh.
Like, I got that sensation that, like, something or someone was watching me. So I'm standing there, because I'm like, I don't want it to, like, know where I am, so I turn off the flashlight.
What?
I'm in pitch black.
Wait, there's something moving around you?
Yeah, like, actually. And I could tell, like, it's, like, getting closer.
What?
Yeah.
Just run!
No, I was too scared. I was like, if I run, it's gonna chase after me. So like maybe if I just stay still, it won't see me. So I'm standing there just terrified for my life. I don't know what to do. I'm like, this is a terrible idea. I'm like, I could tell it getting closer and closer. I turn on the flashlight because I'm like, if I'm gonna die, I might as well just see what's about to happen.
Oh.
I quickly point the flashlight and I see this giant rabbit just sitting there. Like the rabbit was just like hopping around.
Was it kooky?
No, it was not kooky.
Hopping around
No.
in the middle of the forest to give you that wow.
No, it was this giant rabbit that was making the noise.
Wow.
And like this giant relief just washed over me. So I like sprinted back home as fast as I could. I got back to my mom's house and like I actually felt like so cool. Like I felt like, wow, like I'm actually such a bad boy.
Oh, really?
No, I just cried. My story begins when I was in 7th grade, middle school. Now, at this time, I had a group of friends. It was me, Alex, and Kayla.
Okay.
It was a group of 3 people. Alex was my friend. Kayla was a girl who was also our friend. We were like really close. In middle school, we would always just hang out together. We would eat lunch together. We would play Foursquare together. I remember that very clearly.
Foursquare in middle school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, in high school you moved on to playing hopscotch. What you talking about?
So I would always play Foursquare with Kayla and Alex, and it was always really fun. We would always work on assignments together. We were just best friends. I was talking to Alex one day, and he was like, dude, do you think that Kayla likes one of us? And I was like, maybe, like we can ask her and like see.
Oh man.
So we set up this plan where I was like, let's find out if she likes me first. We always would eat lunch together. So I was like, okay, Alex, here's the plan. What if during lunch, I'm gonna pretend to like have to throw away my lunch or like leave for some reason, and then you'll be alone with her and you can ask her without it being like weird. You could be like, hey, do you like Adam? Like that was the plan.
Okay.
So we're at lunch one day. All 3 of us are sitting there just talking about whatever, school, whatever. I'm like, oh, I have to go throw away my lunch.
Yeah.
And so I stand up and then I start to walk away and I kind of like hit Alex, one of those, to be like, yo, like this is the chance to ask. And so I take like 5 minutes to throw my lunch away to make sure that they have enough time to talk.
Yeah.
And I sit back down and I'm like, okay, and then we just start going back to talking about school or whatever. And I texted Alex that night. I was like, dude, what did she say?
Yeah.
And Alex was like, she doesn't quite know, but she says that she thinks you're cute. And I was like, okay, that's a pretty good, I'll take that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, what's the next step? I gotta ask her to be my girlfriend. There's this school dance coming up, and I think I've touched on this school dance a little bit in the past, but this dance was one of the highlights of my entire middle school.
Okay.
Me, Kayla, and Alex were all at this school dance. It's in the cafeteria. I, for some reason, was very outgoing this year. So I was like doing all types of dances. I was like really like sweaty. I was like burning all types of calories, doing every dance. Like the DJ literally gave me a CD at the end of the dance because he thought I was one of the best dancers.
Yeah, you told us before.
Well, he didn't think I was one of the best dancers.
The weirdest
dancer, but I'll take it. So this dance, I'm the life of the party. I'm feeling really good. Like, this is not normal for me.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like dancing with Kayla or whatever. And I was like, hey, do you want to go get like a soda or something? Because they were selling like soda at the dance. She was like, yeah, sure. We're sitting kind of off from where the main dance is taking place. We're drinking a soda. And I was like, oh, this is the perfect time for me to ask. Like, it's kind of dark. Like, there's that atmosphere. Like, you can hear the music in the background, but it's still quiet enough to have like a conversation. We're drinking soda. And I'm like, this is the chance for me to ask her to be my girlfriend. This is like it. I just like got really silent because I was like thinking of how to say it. And she was just kind of like sitting there, like drinking her soda, just like not really sure what was going on. And I literally froze up. Like I couldn't do it for some reason. Like I just like psyched myself out. I was like, oh, maybe she will say no. Like maybe Alex was lying. I don't know. And I ended up just like not asking. And then she was just like, oh, I'm gonna go back to dance. I was like, oh, okay. And I missed my shot. So then we go back to dance. Like it was still all right, but like the whole time after that, after the dance, like I was just like, dude, why didn't I ask her at that time? It was perfect. But the story does not end there because after I got home from the dance that night, I like took a shower. I was still feeling really great. I was like, dude,
yeah,
I might have a chance here. So I decided instead to just text her to be my girlfriend. Because I was like, well, I'd rather just ask now and see instead of just like...
Yeah, that's gotta be like top 10 things girls find attractive. This guy too scared to ask me in real life, so he DMs me. Yeah.
So I remember texting her. I was like, hey, I had a really great time at the dance tonight. Do you want to be my girlfriend? And that was literally like the longest minute ever. Was waiting for her reply.
What did you expect? You expect like, yes, that soda was so good. And I loved that awkward 2 minutes I spent with you where you just sweated all over your soda and then drank it. Like, what were you thinking she was gonna hit you back with?
Because Alex said that she thought I was cute. It was probably only a minute for her to reply, but it felt like an hour. And I got the text, I opened it, and then it read, hey, unfortunately, I wish I could, but my mom won't let me date boys yet. And so she basically, I don't know if that was because that actually was what was going down or if she was just didn't want to say no. But Alex texted me, he's like, yo, like, did you ask her out? Because I told him about my plan.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, dude, I asked her and she said no. I thought you said that she thought I was cute. And he was like, oh, I completely forgot to ask her, but I just lied to you so that you would ask her out anyways. So I don't even know if she thought I was cute.
Dude.
And I got rejected.
Alex is 900 IQ, dude. You got baited, dude.
Yeah.
You got troll. You got Rick Roll, baby. Wow, Alex a genius.
That's something you would do.
No.
No?
No.
You wouldn't set me up like that?
No, I would not.
Really?
No, I would not. Okay, I can only roast you so much because this story I'm about to tell was tragic. There was this girl, and I definitely thought she was very wonderful. Okay, just a great human being.
What's her name?
Her name was Olivia, and I thought she was a very nice person. I was like, she's nice. She seems like she'd be a good human being, which she turned out not to be. Now, this story takes place when I was in high school, so I didn't really understand what was going on. I was just like, I'm gonna be a nice person to everybody, you know, guys and girls included, and just be friendly. Like, I want to make friends above all else, okay? So me and Olivia, we were like friends-ish. She was always nice to me, okay? But what I learned later was that this was her pattern of behavior in order to manipulate people.
Wait, what?
Now, let me set this up, okay? So there was one break from school, okay? I was at home chilling, you know, playing video games, you know, just having a great old time, okay? It was snowing. It was like winter break, okay? And Olivia, out of nowhere, texts me on the internet and says, Justy, I'm out of town. I need you to go save my dog's life.
Wait, what?
Okay, so basically...
She left her dog home alone?
No. Okay, so Olivia had a dog, a little pupper, okay, sitting at home, and she apparently had like a babysitter to like go watch it. But then she was like, on this day, she was like, the babysitter is snowed in, they live on a hill, they can't go drive to go see the pupper and feed it, you gotta help me out. And so I thought, oh.
Your time to shine.
It is time for me to save the day. I'm gonna go save this pupper's life, and then I'm gonna win her heart.
Okay.
That's what I thought. It was very late at night this day when I got that message. I'm like, bruh, it's snowing outside. It's dark outside. I'm not allowed to leave my house without telling my parents. And I didn't want to tell my parents because I was like, what a lame thing to tell your parents.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go leave and like help feed this girl's dog, even though she just clearly is using me. I didn't tell him, so I snuck out, which was a very bad idea. So there I am walking down the street. It is very cold, it is snowing, it is a terrible experience. At one point, this car pulled up next to me. I still remember this. I was walking down the sidewalk and it was dark. It was nighttime. A car pulled up next to me and just started following me like super slow. I mean, I'm just like a kid walking alone down streets at night. It was not safe, okay? I finally got to the house, okay? And I pulled out my phone and I messaged Olivia. I said, hey, you gotta tell me like the code to like get into your house, so like with like the alarm system. I gotta go in and feed this pupper.
Oh no.
I wait.
Did you get ghosted?
I wait 10 minutes. I wait 15 minutes. I'm getting cold. I'm getting frostbitten.
Can you see the dog in the house?
The dog's like at the window like, help.
Crying.
No, I waited 1 hour in the cold. She never texted me back.
The whole way she never texted you?
No, she did like the next day, but like that night, like nothing.
So you just had to walk back home?
I walked back home. The next day I said, dude, what happened? I went all the way, I snuck out, I almost got abducted. She left me on red, and she left her dog unfed. Dude, I texted her the next day, I said, hello, what happened? And she just nonchalantly, blase said, oh, actually I had a friend swing by and drop off some kibble. I just fell asleep and forgot to text you, so yeah, sorry.
You got played!
Now this story takes place when I was in the 3rd grade. Ab, do you remember much about when you were in 3rd grade?
Oh man, I was probably pretty cringy back then.
We still are now! Okay, 3rd grade is a real awkward time. You know, I didn't really have that many friends at school, but I did have friends that lived on the same street as me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, your neighborhood friends.
Yeah, so I wasn't popular at school, but I had neighborhood friends, right? So when I was in 3rd grade, it was all the rage. You know, everyone was talking about one thing and one thing only. Scooters. Did you have a scooter when you were growing up?
Yeah, of course I had a scooter.
Okay, well, scooters, okay, they were all the rage. Everyone wanted a scooter. I wanted a scooter, but I couldn't get a scooter, bro. My parents would not give me a scooter, you know? I couldn't get one. So I had to turn to one thing and one thing only to get my scooter. Santa Claus!
Oh, you were gonna ask for a scooter for Christmas?
I asked for a scooter for Christmas so many times that year. I'm pretty sure Santa heard me all the way to the North Pole. And so I was at school, you know, everyone else had scooters. Okay, I didn't have a scooter. I was just alone playing, you know, Foursquare, you know, by myself. You know what I mean?
So it was like more of one square.
It was, oh yeah, me. I'm a square. Okay? I was playing Foursquare by myself. I didn't have any friends, okay? And I was just thinking all day, every day, how can I get a scooter? Once I get a scooter, I'm gonna be so cool, bro. I'm gonna be all over the place on my scooter. That was gonna be sick. I was waiting, and then, thank goodness, Santa Claus, I waited a whole year. Santa Claus really came through with the jingle bells, and he dropped off a scooter!
Wow!
It was the greatest Christmas ever, Adam. I literally waited an entire year to get a scooter.
Did you cry tears of happiness?
I did not. I don't cry! You know, I'm real tough. I don't cry, but it was one of the happiest days of my life. I literally waited an entire year to get a scooter. I couldn't couldn't just ask for it and get it right away. I had to wait till Christmas.
Oh.
And it was a nice scooter. I was real happy, real thankful about it. It was real shiny, you know, brand new scooter. It had these awesome wheels that were see-through, man. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, man.
Wow, so when you went back to school, did everyone think you were super cool?
No, still no. Nobody thought I was cool, but that's okay. Do you remember what color your scooter was, Adam?
Mine was a silver scooter with red wheels.
Yeah, man, yeah. I had the silver with the see-through wheels, man.
Ooh.
Those are limited edition, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Now, anyways, so I had the scooter, and no, it did not make me cooler at school, but it made me cool with my neighborhood friends, you know, because I would ride it up and down the street. All the kids would be like, oh, man, look at the scooter, bro.
Wow.
Look at the scooter. Now, the other kids on the street, once they saw me have a scooter, they just asked their parents for scooters, and they had scooters the next day. Okay, so we all had scooters, you know, scooter squad. Scooter squad. You know what I mean? We were zooming up and down the street. We were having fun. So I got a scooter right here, and guys, we were kind of like learning tricks, like me and my neighborhood friends, and one of the first tricks we learned how to do was how to jump off a curb on a scooter, which is actually really hard to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, can you even do them now?
Oh, I can do it. This was just like the scooter I had in this story, guys. This is just like the scooter I got in 3rd grade. Check this out, bro.
You're not gonna wipe out?
I'm not gonna wipe out, dude. Check this out.
Okay, I hope you look cool.
Check it out. Guys, even jumping off a curb is pretty dangerous with a 2-wheel scooter, okay? So always be careful. Adam, yeah, you have a scooter now. I've seen it. It's one of those with 3 wheels.
Yeah, so I don't fall.
Okay, now this scooter, now we were having fun. We were jumping off curbs, but you know, quickly, we were thinking, man, we gotta get more extreme. We gotta become daredevils, you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
So we were thinking, man, how can we make scootering more extreme? And one of the kids who lived on my street, his parents, actually, like his dad was able to like build a ramp out of wood, bro.
Whoa, like a jump?
Yeah, like a ramp. So it was like 2 triangles back to back, and like you go up one side and you get some airtime and you go down the other side, bro.
Oh, I gotcha.
Now, his dad spent quite a while in his garage, and because we all lived on the same street, we could see him working on it. He'd work on it every day, you know, every day in the afternoon, he'd be, you know, hammering stuff, sawing the wood, and we were real excited, okay? And then the big day came when the ramp was finished, okay, where everybody pulled up, looked at it, and it wasn't that high. It was maybe like a foot jump or something.
Oh.
But all of a sudden, everybody started sweating. Everybody starts sweating. No one wants to go first because no one wants to fall and look dumb.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And it's a little bit scary because it's a bigger jump than off a curb. I'm thinking, you know what I mean? It's time for me to glow up. I'm Justy. I gotta prove I'm super cool, super brave. I'm gonna go first, bro.
Wow, so in your head, you're probably thinking if you land some super cool big jump and do a trick, you're gonna be the coolest kid in your neighborhood.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Now, I did not do a trick. I just wanted to make it across the jump and not oof. Just not oof right away. Okay? So I was scared, but I decided I gotta push past my fear. I gotta prove I'm cool, bro. Now remember this is an important lesson for later, guys. Hey, don't do stuff that's potentially dangerous just to try to impress people. It's not worth.
Right.
It's not worth it, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
because look at us now. Still no one thinks we're
that's
cool.
what I'm saying. We've been doing it for years. It's not working. Okay? Now, so I get to the end of the street. I'm sweating a little bit. Okay, everybody's watching me. They say, is he really gonna go first? I start pedaling. I'm pedaling. I'm pedaling, I'm zooming, and then I hit the ramp, and I'm flying, and then I land on the other side. Woo!
Wow, it worked.
Everybody goes crazy. Oh, Justy, you're so cool. Everybody goes crazy. Now, that was actually a pretty cool incident because everybody, you know, was scared, but because I had bravery, everyone else felt brave, and then everyone else could do it. Because, yeah, guys, the jump looked a lot worse than it really was.
Oh.
Okay? So that was great. And then we spent a whole summer just going up and down that ramp. Like, I remember that was one of the greatest summers ever. We would just go up and down that ramp about 10 hours a day, bro.
Well, that sounds fun.
It was great. Now, very quickly, once again, you know, we got bored, dude. We got bored of going off the curb. Then we got scared of going up the ramp. But then once we did it, we got bored. We said, we gotta find some more extreme thrills.
So what did you guys do?
We need the thrills to pay the bill. Okay? So one day, we're out scootering, we're exploring the neighborhood, and we found a new park that no one had ever been to before, okay?
Oh.
Now, this is pretty far from our street that we're used to, so we didn't know the park at all. We had no idea what it was like, and we were just exploring. You know, we were having fun on the swings, whatever. We pulled up on the scooters, we were having fun, and then we decided to go off-roading. Okay, this is where the story takes a dramatic and dangerous turn, bro.
And so you're still on your scooters here?
We're on our scooters. We're going in the back trails, like off the, you know what I mean? Like there's like a park, there's a playground, but then there's like trails around it.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
We were going around the back trails because we were exploring. Now, guys, this was unfamiliar territory. We did not know where we were. But we were together, you know, we were going up and down the hills. And then we got to the top of a super big hill, bro. It was huge. I'm not even kidding. It would still be a big hill even now, today. We got to the top of the hill, and there's one lonely little road that goes all the way down the hill.
Oh.
And one of the kids, I'll never forget, looks at us and goes, "Hey, I bet one of you guys won't go down the hill on your scooter."
Oh no, tell me you didn't take that bet.
Oh, bruh. Now, okay, I gotta give some more. I gotta paint a picture. First off, it was raining this day, okay? So it was real wet everywhere, okay? The road was real wet, and it was muddy. This little trail was super muddy, okay? It was just covered in mud, okay? So we're all looking at each other thinking, I don't want to go down this hill because I might oof, for real.
Yeah, you might fall and slip in the mud.
I might oof. This might be it.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was so excited that I had gone first across the ramp. I decided I gotta be the first one to do this.
Wow, you're so brave.
Nah. I wasn't, Adam. I was being dumb.
Wait, what happened?
It was a mistake, bro. Because this is where I realized there was an inner voice saying, "Nah, Justy, this not like the ramp. You go down this hill, you might never come back."
Wow, it's like there's an angel and a demon on your shoulder.
But I wanted to be cool, man. Now, remember what I said earlier? You can't just do stuff to impress other people.
Right?
Okay, I really knew I shouldn't have done this, guys. This hill was big. I'm talking big. I'm talking Adam probably wouldn't want to go up the hill now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a big hill, and I was scared, but I was like, I just want to look cool. So I said, you know what? Hey, I'll do it. So I get to the top of the hill, and everyone else says, we're going to walk our scooters down to the bottom. We'll meet you at the bottom.
So no one else was brave?
No, well, I mean, they wanted to see me go down the bottom.
Oh.
At the bottom, okay? So I was there alone at the top of the hill at a real crossroads in my life. On one hand, there is life, okay? I could grow old, you know? Be alone, make videos on YouTube. And on the other side, I could go down this hill and oof.
You might actually
I might oof, bro, but I thought, you know, I just want to look cool. I wasn't using my common sense. I should have just walked down that hill, really.
Wow.
But I said, hey, it's too late now. I'm gonna zoom. So I backed up, I started pedaling, and then I took off. I went so fast down that hill, so I didn't even have time to think. I went probably about 100 miles down that hill, Adam.
Whoa, wait, what happened?
I will never forget in my life, ever. I'll never forget the look on one of these kids' faces. I was zipped past everybody so fast, I looked at this one kid, right, who was watching me, and he looked like he saw a ghost, bro. The way he looked at me, he said, "You gon' oof. You oofed right now." I was so scared, and I couldn't stop the scooter. You know how scooters have like a brake?
Yeah.
It obviously was doing nothing, because I was going down just a straight hill, in the mud, in the rain. There was no stopping this scooter.
Yeah, because it was probably the wheels were wet, so the brake didn't work.
I said, this is it, Adam. I'm gonna oof, bro.
Oh, no.
And I looked up, and I remember at the bottom of the hill, there's like this part, like the hill, the path just cut off. It was a cliff on the other side, bro.
And it was just gonna go to the sky?
It was going to a cliff, bro. I was gonna oof. I accepted in that moment, this might be it. This might be the end of Justy Chromies as it is.
So you're flying down this hill, about to go off a cliff, and then what happened?
I made a last second decision. I said, I can't end it all right here. I gotta jump off. I gotta bail, bro. I bailed. I jumped off. Now, guys, this was actually super dangerous. This is why you should never do anything like this in your life. I scraped up both my arms and my legs super bad because I jumped off a scooter going about 100 miles an hour down a hill.
Yeah.
But it was my only chance. It was my only choice. And the scooter, true story, guys. This is a true story. The scooter went flying off that cliff. It went flying off the cliff, and I listened for about 5 seconds, didn't hear anything, and then I heard a big crash, bro.
Wow.
It fell about 900 feet to the bottom of a pit, bro.
You actually could have oofed.
I almost oofed, bro. This is a real story, guys. Now, hey, me and my friends, we got up. I was pretty injured. My friends helped me get up. We looked over the edge, and the scooter literally fell about 100 feet down, bro.
Wow.
Literally.
Did it break?
It was covered in mud. It fell into like a muddy river, okay? The other kids felt so bad that they had like asked each other to do this, like dared each other to do it. They went down into the mud and got the scooter back for me. So it was a real friendship moment, you know what I mean?
Wow, but you still got really hurt.
Bro, I still almost oofed. Now, guys, there's a real valuable lesson right there, guys, okay? Now, on one hand, you want to be brave, you know, you want to do cool stuff in life, but you also got to know your limits. You got to listen to that inner voice and not do stuff just to impress other people, bro. Because I might not be here today off just a scooter, bro.
Yeah.